Hello students, today we are going to discuss question answers of the poem My Grandmother's House by Kamla Das. In my last lecture we have analyzed the poem and we come to know that in the poem the poet recalls her ancestral house, means her grandmother's house, which she feels that it was the place where she used to get unconditional love when the grandmother was alive. But now unfortunately the grandmother is dead, so here the house has become very isolated and empty. It has become deserted, dusty, and the books are filled with worms, which she compares with the snakes, which symbolize danger in the poem. And she feels the windows are also like blind eyes which are closed now because the house is empty, no one is living there. The air in the house is also frozen, there is no one in the house and nothing is there in the house. It is very empty, deserted, dusty house, but she really feels, or she is really eager to go and revisit that house, because now at present she is living with her husband and she feels in the poem when she is having conversation with her husband, she is saying that the love which she got from her grandmother was unconditional one, but at present time she has to beg for love and respect from the other people here. So for that reason, she is telling here that she is lacking love in her life, and that's why she is missing her grandmother a lot. Okay, now let's start with the question answers. Question number 1. How is the house portrayed? Now we have gone through the poem yesterday, children. We come to know that the grandmother house is described as a set of beautiful memories where the poet used to live in her childhood. There was one library in the house, but now she is saying that the books which were there in the library, now they are ruined with snakes and moving around it, because no one is there living in the house. It is dust, it has become very dirty and dusty. Snakes are moving over the books and all. So she feels that the with the loss of grandmother, the soul of the house is gone. There is no one in the house. The windows are closed. There is no air in the house. The air is frozen because of the closed door and windows. So everything is dark in the house. After that, question number 2. When did the house become cold and dark? Now here she is saying the house has become cold and dark after the death of grandmother, because she feels when the grandmother was alive there, and when she was a poet, when she as a child was living with her grandmother there, at that time it was a very you can say the house was filled with love and warmth. All were really enjoying and happy with living with each other. They used to, a poet used to get love and care from her grandmother a lot. But now after the death of grandmother, the house has become cold and dark, because there is no soul in the house. There is no person in the house as loving as grandmother. So she is very straightforwardly saying in the poem, with the death of the grandmother, the house has become soulless. So that's why you can say it has become cold and dark. Now, what is the tone of the poem? Now, this poem, from starting to end, we come to know, children, that the poet is really missing her grandmother and she really wants to revisit her grandmother's house. She really feels that now grandmother is not there, so she won't get that love and care when she visits the house. But still, she wants to go there and see what is there in the house, what is the condition of the house. So from the whole poem we come to know that the poem has a pessimistic tone, where the poet really wants to go back to her childhood days and means she wants to go back to the grandmother's house, revisit grandmother's house, and really you can say recollect or recall in her mind about the old memories where when she used to live with her grandmother. So it is in a very the poem is in a pessimistic tone, a sad poem where she is really missing her grandmother. After that, what is described as lying behind the bedroom door? What figure of speech does the poet use here? Now, here we come to know that the poet Kamla Das, she longs to revisit her grandmother's house, but she says that the soul of the house is missing. And she will never, the grandmother as she is dead, so she will never come back. So she wants to go and peep through the window and experience her childhood again. She says that the house is now empty and soulless, and every room of the house is like the person stalking or looking at her. So here you can say the poet uses simile here by showing her inability to go back to her grandmother's house to a brooding dog. Okay. After that, what did the narrator once have? Kamla Das, here the poet she said that she once had or she once really used to get love and care without being asked for from her grandmother. And but now she's saying as grandmother is not there, so now the house is empty and now she has to beg for love and respect from the strangers now. At present you can say she is referring to her husband, to all the other people who are around her, that she has to beg for love and respect, but the love and care which she used to get from her grandmother was unconditional one. What does the narrator now want to do? What does she want to do? So here we come to know that she is very frustrated and disappointed because of her forced marriage and loss of her grandmother. So she says that she has lost everything and now she has to beg for respect and love from a stranger like her husband. So now she wants a small change in her life that may give her back the respect and love she cares for, she carves for. She is really missing in her life the love, care and respect. So she really wants that back in her life. After that, compare and contrast the speaker as a child with the speaker as an adult. Now in this poem, children, My Grandmother's House, the poem is in a very pessimistic tone, sadistic tone, where you can find the poet is upset. She can't go back and enjoy her moments with her grandmother who loved and cared a lot for her. As a child, you can say she says that she enjoyed and carved every moment with her grandmother, but as an adult she complains that she cannot revisit her grandmother's house because the house is empty with grandmother's death here. As a child, she had spent a lot of time with her grandmother and enjoyed every second of her life. But being an adult, she now feels sad to have the house with no one to love and care. Then again, as in the childhood, the best part of her life was for Kamla Das was her childhood days. But now being an adult, she feels very suppressed. She is not living a happy life. She is really carving for love and respect, and she has to beg to the people. On the other hand, in her childhood, she used to know, even she does not ask, she unconditional love she used to get from her grandmother. Now the poem is about growing up. What things change in our lives when we grow up? Now, according to me, children, we can say that when we grow up, we not only grow up physically, but we grow up mentally also. Now, when we grow up, there are many things changes. In our childhood, we are not bothered about anyone. We just enjoy our life. We don't think for a second also before speaking. We just speak of whatever we have in our mind. We just speak of. But as an adult, what happened? We become very conscious when we are speaking. We think 10 times before we speak, and we start really bothering about society. We keep society in our mind. We really feel that whether the people will like it or not, or I should behave in such a way that people like my behavior, they like to speak to me, how they will feel. We start behaving according to the society we live in. We don't but as a child, what happens, children? We don't bother about anything. We just freely live. Whatever is there in our mind, we just speak up. We say, no, many people say, if the child is saying something, the child is telling truth. But as an adult, that doesn't happen here. Whenever we are speaking, if we feel that whatever you speak, whatever you're going to speak, and that is going to have an adverse effect here, so we just quit speaking that and we speak something which will please the person. So that is the change here. As we grow up, we not only grow physically, but we grow up mentally also. We think and speak. We just don't speak bluntly. That is the change here. Discuss the poet's reaction to the growing up and going away from her ancestral house. Now, the poet is very, you can say, sensitive and close to her grandmother. We come to know this from the poem. She has spent her whole life in love and care of her grandmother, and also she feels very sad for losing her grandmother. She says that the forced marriage has made her beg for love and respect. And the poet was, as she was very close to her grandmother, she really is, you can say, longing for her grandmother's house, to revisit her grandmother's house. She feels very bad that she has to leave her grandmother's house and go and live with her husband. What imagery is used to establish the tone of the poem? The poet has used visual imagery here in order to describe the death and desperation, her feelings regarding the house that she used to be very proud to live in, the library where she used to read books, though she's saying that when she was very young, so she did, that time she really didn't bother about the books which were there in the library. But now, as she has grown up now, she feels that the house, she's comparing the house with her heart. She's saying now how the heart is, you can say, lacking love and care here. In the same way, the house with the grandmother's death is also empty, dark, cold, dusty. There is no fresh air. The windows and doors are closed. So in this way, the poet has imagined the house with the poet's heart, which is also empty, lacking care and affection. Examine the theme of love in the poem. Here, the theme of love in the poem is the unconditional love between the poet and the grandmother here. The grandmother, she really did not expect anything from the poet. When she was showing her love and affection to her, she used to care for her a lot as a child and all, but she never expected anything in return. So the unconditional love is the theme of this poem here, you can say. Here the poet wants to tell us that the love should be unconditional one. How the grandmother and the poet shared that love she wants from everyone. But she's saying the other people now at present which are there around her, they are very practical people, and she really feels bad that she has to beg to them for the love and affection here, love and respect here. After that, what does the house represent here? So here we can say the house represents the love and the care that is lost from the poet's life now after her grandmother's death. It symbolizes, you can say, the emptiness in the poet's life. Now, as after the grandmother's death, the house has become dark, empty, cold here. In the same way, the poet's life has also become emptier, with no one in her life to love and care her unconditionally. I hope you have understood the question answers. Go through the poem once again and try to write the answers. Thank you.